Are you looking for ways to decorate your home so it has a really gorgeous high-end look, but without that high-end price? Today, I'm going to show you how I took some thrift store finds and created high-end home decor for a fraction of the cost you would find in stores. Hey there, my name is Sandra, and you're watching The Schwowin's Nest. I have always wanted a candle in a dough bowl or some type of wooden bowl, and these that are on Wayfair and Etsy and Amazon are way too pricey for me. So I decided to find my own bowl and create my own candle. Around my area, there is no shortage of wooden bowls at thrift stores, and I thought this one had a really unique shape. So let's gather our supplies. I've got a large tin can that I've squished a little bit to give me a bit of a pour spout. I've got my pot on the stove with some water in it, not too much because I don't want that can to float. And now I just have to add my candles to the tin can. These are two short pillar candles that I get at my local Dollarama store. They have no scent in them because I won't actually be burning any of these in my home. This is just going to be for display. You can see here that the rolling boil I've got going is kind of moving the can a little bit. So if you have too much water in there, it's going to tip over. These candles melted really quickly. I think it was only about 25 minutes and I had everything melted and ready to pour. Since I'm not really going to be burning this candle, I didn't want to waste any of the wood wicks that I have. So instead, I've grabbed this little piece of basswood and I'm going to cut out two pieces or two sticks, and those are going to be used for artificial wicks in my candle. My wax is melted, so I'm taking the tin can out of the boiling water with my oven mitt. Make sure you're safe and don't burn yourself. That pour spout is going to be super handy now because all I have to do is very gently pour it right into the bowl. I'm making this as simple as possible. I'm using two butter knives and I'm going to center them onto the wood bowl. And then I'm just literally going to put my little wood pieces as my fake wicks into the wax and lean them up against the butter knives. And everything set up perfectly. I was so happy with the end result. Here's the candle. It's starting to set up, and I did stain those little wood pieces a little bit of a darker color so they would look more like a wood wick. I really love the look and the texture of these rustic vases. You're looking at $400, $175, and even $57 on a site like Temu. Thrift stores have an endless supply of vessels and vases, and you can just go and find the shape that you want, and it makes no difference what color it was. This one was from Value Village, and it was $349. I'm going to start off by giving it a nice dark base coat. This is called Espresso by Rust-Oleum. It's in a satin finish, and I'm going to go over it a couple of times very lightly just to camouflage that pink. I've taken a bit of sponge and kind of torn a little bit out of it to give it a little bit more texture. I'm just going to go ahead and start using this French linen color. This is by Dixie Belle. It's their chalk mineral paint. And I'm really excited to share with you that my good friend Sonja, who I am collaborating with on this video today, is now an affiliate for Dixie Belle. She has a link down in her description box underneath her videos. I have started using the Dixie Belle line because of Sonja, and I really love the paints. Right now, I've only used the chalk mineral paints, but I have three different colors, and this French linen is a beautiful blend of beige and gray, what I like to call grayish, and it's very similar to the mushroom color that I've been using for a really long time and I'm slowly running out of. So if you like this type of color, head on over to Sonja's channel. Click the link in her description box and go check out all of the wonderful paints that are available through Dixie Belle. Once I finished with the French linen, I switched over to this color from Folk Art. It is just an acrylic paint, but it's called Coffee Bean, and I thought it would be the perfect sort of brown, rusty kind of look and just give a little bit more depth and a little bit more texture. I'm going to continue adding the coffee bean color until I get it looking the way I want. It's not going to be an exact replica of those high-end pieces that I showed you earlier, but it's going to look the way I want it to look. Looking at those high end websites or stores for all of this is really just inspiration to create something that looks very similar to it, that is on budget and something you can afford, but has that high end look. I've been looking for a small, narrow console table that I can put in the corner of one of my rooms upstairs to fit my sewing machine, but there's no way I'm going to be spending this much money on something that's probably not even solid wood. I found this solid wood little console table on Facebook Marketplace. I paid $25 for it, and it's going to get a really beautiful makeover. I'm starting off with the drawer, so I removed the handles and I'm giving it a really good sanding. I want to get as much of that top coat off as I can. That is just a laminate decorative piece and it's really chipping on the edges, so I'm going to need to fill that up with some spackle. But before I can do that, I need to clean off all of the dust and make sure that it's a really clean surface. So my rag is just slightly damp and I'm making sure that I get all of the dust out of the cracks and crevices. Moving on to the top of the console table, there was a lot of dings and scratches, and it even looked like somebody had carved something out at one point. So I knew I had to sand it down quite a bit. Now I'm just going over it by hand first just to see how easily I can get some of that finish off, and then I'm going to switch over to my hand sander. At first, I thought I was going to make this console table a two-tone using the gray at the bottom and then having a wood grain look to the top, but I ended up deciding that I was going to paint all of it the same color, just like the inspiration pieces. I started out with 80 grit sandpaper and then just gradually worked my way up until I hit 320 to smooth out any of the rough edges or any of the wood that had been raised up because of the sanding. Since I had quite a bit of spackle to fill, I decided to just put my gloves on and go to town putting it on so I could get it nice and smooth and a really thick layer where these little holes from the handles were. I'm also going to have to do quite a bit around the edges. You can see there where some of the laminate has come off, and I'm just going to fill that in and then take a scraper and scrape it all back so there isn't any excess. I decided not to sand all of the other pieces. I'm just going to give it a good cleaning, and then I'm going to apply some Kills primer, 2 coats, to make sure that all of the yellow that is in this stain stays underneath my paint color. I'm using Crud Cutter Gloss Off to clean this, and I love this product because it's a no rinse formula, which makes things so much easier when you're trying to get a project finished. I'm going to be using just a damp rag to wipe it all down. I'm giving it a good scrub as I go, and it pulls off so much grease and grime. It's just a really good product for cleaning. Because there was so much gunk coming off of this cabinet, I decided to take some 400 grit sandpaper and give it a light scuff sanding. I wanted to ensure that my paint would stick really well. I'm using Kiehl's original primer, sealer, and stain blocker. This is an oil-based product, so make sure you're in a ventilated area, and any brush or roller that you're going to use, make sure it's not a good one because you're going to want to just throw it out when you're done. This is the French linen from Dixie Belle. Again, it's sort of like a beigey gray color, and I'm going to start putting it on the back first just to double check that this is the color that I actually want to use. And once I started applying it, it was just so pretty. This paint glides on so smoothly, especially when you have a proper brush to work with. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's the Pointed Sash from Stallmeister. I've got those available in my Amazon store. So if you want to do any type of painting with chalk paint or mineral paint, whatever type that you're using, make sure you have a good brush because that makes all the difference in the world. I realized as I was painting this that I probably would only have to do one coat because I did a primer base on it. Where I sanded the top, I did have to do two coats with just a little bit of some touch up, but I'm so excited how this color is looking. For the drawer, I added some glass and black knobs, and this is how my project turned out. I found this canister or container. I don't know if it had a lid on it, but it's really old. It's got some crackle to it. It's got some bubbles in the glaze. And I thought this would be a really fun project to make over to look like this milk jug vase, which is listed for $285. Seriously? Wow. I don't know who's got $285 to spend on a milk jug, but I sure as heck don't. I also wanted to say that sometimes I find inspiration at the thrift store, and then I come home and I'll look on some high end sites to see if I can find something similar. You could also use Google Lens right at the store to let you know what your item might be worth. This was about $3.49 at the Goodwill. And I know it really wasn't worth a whole lot because I did look it up. So I don't feel bad adding some paint to it. I wanted to try the Dixie Belle paint on a shiny surface, and so I'm using the French linen on the bottom. And let me tell you, the coverage was fantastic, and I only needed one coat, and it sticks so well to slippery surfaces. I know that with some other chalk paints, I've had to go and spray a primer on it first, either the same color or a clear coat to make sure that my paint sticks. This I had no problem with. I'm using a little stamp that came from a pack from the Dollar Tree, and it's a crown. I'm dipping it into some black ink, and I'm just going to put it down on the bottom of the crock, right on top of the French linen. A simple, quick, and easy DIY. My next dupe is really easy. I'm not doing anything to it. It is this tray that I found at the thrift store for $4.99, and it really mimics all of the lines of this one at the Pottery Barn for $99. This last dupe is super easy. Again, it's just this gorgeous striped vase that I found, which is very similar to one I saw on Walmart for $38. I got mine for $8.99, less 20%. Now let's take a look at how I styled all of these pieces and how they all fit together because I used that one color and created a beautiful coordinated look. I hope you enjoyed these Trash to Treasure high-end home decor dupes and are ready to head to the thrift store to find some of your treasures. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything else I have to share. Thanks for watching.